One of the funnest reasons to play racing video games is the discovery of some sort of sandbox-like modes, challenge modes, or even game modifications that allows you to create your own custom events and play them in the game. A majority of racing games include some sort of arcade mode or single race mode that will allow you to choose any car, any track, any game settings, and just race, merely to have fun with the game in any way that you like. But the only way to have a lot more replay value than a game already has is to include a big amount of customizable options to tailor it to your liking. That means choosing how many laps you want to race, what time of day and weather that you want, what your opponents will be using, like one make or mixed type races, and so much more. While some of them do include such features, some of them don't. That is why I made this list, and I'm going to highlight the 5 awesome racing games that are notorious for not having any kind of custom event mode offline, and why the omission is very disappointing for the otherwise fun racing games. Let's take a look. The first game on this list is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit and Need for Speed Most Wanted, developed both by Criterion Games. Quite possibly one of the most, if not the most notable, is the Criterion-developed Need for Speed games, Hot Pursuit and Most Wanted, both of which are really fun to play, of course. However, the severe lack of modes for offline modes for these two games is disappointing. Because what if the servers shut down and you could not find anybody to play with? How are you going to get the most out of the game? We all want an incredible amount of ways to enjoy our racing games at our own leisure, and unfortunately we cannot find any with these games. There should be more to these two games than just the free roam feature. But couldn't the least we could do is modify the opponent's cards and events and challenges of your choosing? That would have been fine. The next game on this list is Horizon Chase Turbo, developed by Aquarius Game Studios in Brazil. This is an exceptionally well done retro racing game that pays tribute to both Outrun and Top Gear. The game itself has a good soundtrack, awesome graphics, and awesome gameplay. But my own problem with it is that it can be a total grind to unlock everything. I've seen the potential of Playground mode that allows for custom racing experiences. But the developers are the ones that are in control, so you get new races every couple of weeks with different modifiers and vehicles. That's great and all, but what if the player has the ability to create their own custom races with any car, track, and modifiers of their choosing that they like, and share them with others, much like a sandbox mode? Well, that is exactly what it's lacking with this game. This is by far my most requested feature to be added into Horizon Chase Turbo, a custom event mode. I haven't played the game in a while, and if the developers added such a thing to the game, then it will totally drop me back in, and it would benefit casual players like myself, giving the game an immense amount of replay value as a result. More ways to play equals more replay value. So please, Aquarius, if you're listening, add a player-controlled playground mode for us to create our own events. Thank you. The next game on this list is Burnout Revenge, developed by Criterion Games and published by Electronic Arts. Burnout 3 Takedown had a single event mode, where you can choose any mode, course, and vehicle that you like and just play. And the opponent vehicles will randomize, giving you a new experience every time without worrying about career progression. While Burnout Revenge is a great game, it is incredibly disappointing to find the omission of a custom single event mode, like in Takedown. And unfortunately, you are resorted to fixed events in the World Tour mode that will stay the same every time, resulting in repetition. Yes, it is also a problem in the 360 version as well, in which it is the port that brought a significant amount of upgrades to the game. Burnout Revenge could have been benefited greatly if it had some sort of free play mode, so you could choose any track, event, vehicle class, and the vehicles of the opponents that you race against freely, so you can create the custom event of your dreams, while enjoying Burnout Revenge's amazing chaotic battle racing. They could have also at least allow you to modify the World Tour events in any way that you like, such as changing the opponent cards that you race against. That would have been fine. It's disappointing for one of the great Burnout games to have no sort of custom event mode for casual players like myself, or single event mode, like in Takedown. Thankfully, this problem has been remedied in the underrated Burnout Dominator with the Record Breaker mode. Thank you, EA, for that. The next game on this list is Need for Speed High Stakes, developed by EA Canada exclusively for the Sony PlayStation, which is different from its PC counterpart developed by EA Seattle. It definitely is one of the best racing games on the PlayStation, with amazing graphics and awesome gameplay. However, there is no excuse for the lack of free play mode like its predecessor. The single race mode is self-explanatory, but when you go into it, you can only play the cars that you have collected in career mode, so you cannot choose any vehicle from the game freely and just race. The main basis of this game is the new career mode in High Stakes, which allows you to build your car collection while winning events to upgrade your cars and expand your garage. Looking around in the game, there is no sort of custom arcade mode whatsoever, where you can create your own custom races without any of these career mode restrictions. The same problems that I talked about also apply to the split-screen multiplayer mode, where you also have to have your own career mode card to play. Now that's just a baffling letdown. It's like they took 2 steps forward with this game and 4 steps back. Ironically, Hot Pursuit mode is the only mode where you can choose any vehicle freely as well as your opponent's car, and the only thing you have to deal with is the cop cars chasing you. So if you're not into the Hot Pursuit mode of Need for Speed, then you're going to have a hard time with this game. Thankfully, the problems that I've discussed can be rectified if you have GameShark or any other cheat device. You can enable all the locked features in the game, give yourself unlimited credits, and play a makeshift free play mode without worrying about career mode. What hurts Need for Speed High Stakes in such a bad way is the disappointing lack of freedom of how you want to play the game. We could have yet had another perfect racing game for PlayStation if it wasn't for these problems, if it had something for everyone. And the last game on this list is Ridge Racer Type 4 by Namco. Definitely a racing game classic on the PlayStation. It's all thanks to its amazing graphics and great vehicle designs. However, like Need for Speed High Stakes, it is completely lacking on modes for when you're playing by yourself. You only have Grand Prix and Time Attack, so you do not have any sort of arcade mode or custom race mode that would allow you to create your own custom races in Ridge Racer Type 4 and enjoy the game's awesome gameplay and visuals. An idea for a custom race mode is the simple choosing your track and choosing your vehicle, as well as modifying your chosen vehicle's appearance. But the important thing is that you can modify the racing grid and specify how many opponents you want in a race, and choose what vehicles they drive. You want to create a custom race in R4 where everyone is driving the same vehicle as yours? You can do that. There is no doubt that Ridge Racer Type 4 is an impressive racing game for the PlayStation. However, if the game had some sort of custom arcade mode that would allow you to create your own custom races and play them by yourself without worrying about the restrictions of Grand Prix mode, then the game itself would have an immense amount of replay value than it does to this day. So that's all for this list. What racing games do you know that doesn't have such a mode? Leave a comment if you enjoyed the video or with any suggestions that come to your head, and subscribe for more entertaining content by me. Thank you guys for watching, and happy racing.